Haven't yet subscribed, do it now.
Hello guys and welcome back to the Freddie Hale Football Podcast. Today is a bit of an interesting one. As you can see, I do have a massive smile on my face. That is because Arsenal have just beaten Benfica 3-2. What an excellent result. But today is not about Arsenal. Today is about a manager that is currently under threat in this season's Premier League. If you know who it is, let me know over my Instagram. You've probably already seen what my Instagram is at the start of the video, and you'll also see it at the end, so stay tuned and obviously listen to what I have to say. But today is going to be a bit of an interesting one, so stay tuned. But if you haven't yet subscribed, please go down there and subscribe. And if you like the video, please like it. All of this will be greatly appreciated. Shall we get into the video? Let's go. So today, guys, we're going to be talking about Steve Bruce at Newcastle. Yes, if you guessed that right, guys, well done. Today we're going to be talking about Steve Bruce. And potentially, is he going to be getting the sack before the end of the season? Personally, I don't think he will get sacked before the end of the season. I think Newcastle will hold out until the end of the season. But, wow, they are looking really under trouble at the moment. And they are very close to the relegation places. If Fulham win the next game and Newcastle lose, Newcastle are in the relegation places. So that is a bit of a disaster at Newcastle. Yes, they brought in some decent players this season. Jamal Lewis from Norwich. I won't mention Joe Willett, but I'm going to have to mention him because they have signed him and he has done okay so far. So hopefully he does progress at Newcastle and try and keep him up. But just looking here on my computer, their last two games, they played against Manchester United and Chelsea. In the Man United game, they lost 3-1 and Chelsea, they lost 2-0. And their next game against Wolves, which will be a very tough game. Wolves will give them a good game, but fingers crossed, Newcastle can get a result. I want you guys to let me know what you think about Steve Bruce, guys. If you think he should be given a chance, or whether he should be sacked right now. And also, I want you, if any of you guys are Newcastle fans, let me know over on my Instagram of what you think about Steve Bruce. Now, Steve Bruce, they bought in Joelinton, for example, 40 million, a lot of money. Could they have gone out in the market and signed a cheaper option? They've got Callum Wilson now, who, to be honest, is actually quite a good striker. But do they need more? I think they do. Their defence is not great, to be honest. They conceded 3 goals to Man United and they conceded 2 to Chelsea. So they've conceded 5 goals in the last 2 games, which isn't great. But Newcastle, I think Newcastle, like an established Premier League team who had Shearer back in their team a long time ago, they should be about a mid-table team at best. Now, Newcastle are not a bad side, don't get me wrong, but they need to stay up in the Premier League. I can't see them getting relegated, hopefully, fingers crossed. But for the benefit of Newcastle fans, I do hope that you stay up because you are a good team. You're not great to watch, but you are an established Premier League side, so I'd like to see you stay up in the Premier League. But, if they get relegated to the Championship, even the Championship is a very hard league to get out of. And you can see that at the moment. Bournemouth, who got relegated last season, are struggling down there, who could potentially drop out of the playoff spots to Barnsley. Barnsley, if they win their next game and the teams above lose, Barnsley are into the playoffs. And if you think about it, Barnsley, that is quite embarrassing. But Newcastle, we're not talking about Barnsley today, we're talking about Newcastle. They've got Dubravka, who's a good goalkeeper. I rate Jamal Lascelles, who's not a bad centre-half. They've also got Fabian Schär, who can take penalties, I have seen. So they have got an okay team, but it needs improving. And where do we need to look first? I think they need to get some defenders, hopefully. Now, you can always look for good Championship quality players in the Championship. Obviously, I'm not the biggest Championship, like I look at like the statistics and stuff of all the Championship players. I'm not really into that. I'm more Premier League. But if any of you guys know any Championship defenders that could sign for Newcastle, go on and let me know, and I will get back and look at their statistics and things like that. But they do have the Championship, have really good players. Players like Michael Elise from Reading, a young 18-year-old Frenchman who is looking very promising at the moment in the Championship. So maybe they could go out and get Elise. Sorry, guys, I'm having a brain fart. Michael Elise from Reading. That would be not a bad signing if you link with some good clubs, so maybe they could get him. They've also, there's players in the Championship that Newcastle could go out and buy, for example. Now, this one might be a bit too expensive, but it's Marla Sarr, who was originally linked to Manchester United not so long ago. And if any Watford fans are watching this, let me know how Ismaila Sarr has been doing this season for your club. Because I think Ismaila Sarr is not a bad player and could really suit Newcastle's football. Because, yes, they've got St. Maximin on the left, but they need someone playing on the right. Because, so 2 good wingers and maybe, like, they basically need, like, a whole new, not a whole new team, but a couple of signings to really help them to push on. You see that with Aston Villa this season, who were struggling really hard down there last season and were very close to getting relegated. But they bought players in. Ollie Watkins, incredible signing from Brentford. They bought in Bertrand Traoré from Lyon. Great signing. Bertrand Traoré beat Man City in the Champions League last season, so he has experience, ex-Chelsea as well. That's what Newcastle should be doing. They need players that can provide when they need it most. And that's why, fingers crossed, Steve Bruce can keep Newcastle up. And also, if you look below Newcastle, teams like Fulham, who have been on form, if Fulham start picking up momentum, which they already have, and climb above Newcastle, that's where it could be a bit of a problem. But fingers crossed it's not. Also, Carl Darlow's been filling in for Dubravka. He's done really well. But fingers crossed they don't get sacked. Fingers crossed they do not go down. Maybe they should keep Steve Bruce until the end of the season. And then if they do get relegated, maybe look at a new manager. I would recommend Eddie Howe. He's still out of a job. So Eddie Howe could do a really good job at Newcastle. So that's who I would go with. Guys, let me know who you think should be appointed at Newcastle. If you guys have enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe. I've been Freddie Hale, and I'll see you guys on the next video. See you later, guys.